So starting with, you may have heard your parents or grandparents talk about when the library sent out a bookmobile into neighborhoods that didn't have access to books and to check those out and read. We here at Keystone have an amazing community that has funded at $100,000 a year a food mobile, bringing food to places like dialysis centers, which is where I met Debbie. So now you get me right into, now you can talk a bit about Debbie. So let's think about 3 things you want folks to know about Debbie. What do you want them to know for sure?
I think I want them to know for sure that she's dynamic. She doesn't let this become her story.
Got it. Then what's the second thing?
That this has been a challenge she's been fighting her whole life, and it's, you know, it's being adaptable and resilient to making this happen.
Yeah, the visual for me was when she was in her mother's womb, literally at that point in her life, before she was here in the world with us, she was given 4 kidneys. Strangely,
nothing she did, right? Yeah,
nothing wrong, just that's what she was born with. So that's really powerful. Now, what's the third thing you want us to know?
I think I want to know, like, this is complicated. It's complicated. It'd be hard for any of us to manage this schedule, and for it to feel very human. So for people to know, like, the bills, the appointments, the new healthy eating regimen, that's a thing that she has to stay on top of all the time.
Okay, so there might be, I think there's a piece of that we should know, but there might be a 4th thing then.
Okay, what do you think it is?
And that is the accessibility of healthy food that she loved by walking in. So that hesitancy that first she didn't want to go, whether it was from embarrassment or that she really didn't think there would be anything there for her, to she ran home, you know, exhausted as she was after dialysis, to cook her favorite meal with fresh chicken breasts and fresh green beans from a local garden. That's what we make possible. Living life the way we want to live life, whether you have been living paycheck to paycheck because you've lost a job, or someone like Debbie, who's really in crisis all the time, managing her bills, managing her life, and she does it with pride and courage and shoulders back and doesn't let this define her. So thinking about all of that, keeping it a little tighter, keeping it a little shorter, and still drawing me in so that I fall in love with both Keystone and Debbie. I think it's okay to say the money part first and at the end.
Okay.
Remember, this isn't an ask. This is an update. This is here's what you make possible.
Okay.
Might I take a stab at telling it as well?
Yeah, please do.
My parents and grandparents used to tell me about the visits in the neighborhood where we grew up about something called a bookmobile. This is where the library, the local library here in Minnesota, would send out a bus or a truck with books that people who didn't have access to a library could check them out easily. Well, here at Keystone, because of our donors' investment, we're taking that model and bringing food to communities and places that might not have ready access to food. So we have a food mobile, and that's where I met Debbie or heard about Debbie. She's 59 now, but when she was born, amazingly, she was born with 4 kidneys. And we know we only need 2. And as she progressed through life, she had kidney problems. She lost 2 kidneys throughout her years. And just last year, she lost her remaining 2 kidneys and has to live on dialysis. Many of us may never experience that level of medical emergency and critical care that has to happen every day, but you can imagine the cost. So sometimes Debbie has to make a decision between medical care and healthy food. And because we bring our food mobile to her dialysis center, she got to walk onto our big bus take a look around very hesitantly at first, and know that she could go home that night, even though she was tired from her treatment, and make her favorite dinner. She made chicken breasts with fresh green beans from a local farm, local nursery nearby. And because of support like yours, it's $100,000 that's making a difference to lives of people that you may never meet. But they're able to live a life that's a little healthier, um, continue to live with pride and courage through the challenges, whether it be losing a job or regular dialysis visits, just like Debbie. So thank you for your support.